is the 10 sons of King Prachinavari, a pious king. So, the father, the king, told to his sons, "Go to the west, and you will find your way to meet Lord Narayana." They were devotees. They were doing all kinds of penance to attain the Lord. And as a first spiritual master, the father, they were following the instructions of him. So they went, the 10 of them. And they went through several adventures. But to make the story short, in the way, they found like an oasis of water in the desert. And they started listening music, drums, lights, like a show. And from this pond of water, Lord Shiva arises. And for almost 30 to 35 verses, Lord Shiva starts to speak to them about Lord Narayana. And he says, "Whoever is surrendered to Lord Krishna is very dear to me. You are all devotees of the Lord, and I appreciate you and I respect you as I respect him." So Lord Shiva decides to give a praise to Lord Narayana. He decides to share with the 10 Prachetas a praise to Lord Narayana to attain him. So in this praise that he's doing, in this mantra, Lord Shiva says, praising Lord Narayana, he says, "You are the controller of the senses and the mind. You are the authority that grants liberation, the master of the Vedas. You are the Lord of death itself. You are the supreme enjoyer." And so on. And Lord Shiva also praise his beauty, the beauty of the Lord. Until in chapter 24, in verse 52, so this is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, chapter 24, verse 52. Lord Shiva says, "Padasarat Padma Pola Sarachisam Nakadyu Virna Nitaragam Vidu Vahat Pradarsaya Suttayam Appasta Sadabasam Padam Guru Marga Gurustamochusam." My dear Lord, your two lotus feet are so beautiful that they appear like two blossoming petals of the lotus flower which grows during the autumn season. Indeed, the nails of your lotus feet emanate such a great effulgence that they immediately dissipate all the darkness in the heart of a conditioned soul. My dear Lord, kindly show me that form of yours which always dissipates all kind of darkness in the heart of a devotee. My dear Lord, you are the supreme spiritual master of everyone. Therefore, all conditioned souls covered with the darkness of ignorance can be enlightened by you as a spiritual master. And as we know, with Lord Krishna, he played different roles in his life. And one of them, and the most prominent one, was Krishna as a guru. Why? Because through the figure of the guru, Krishna can teach you how to attain freedom, how to attain him, how to be devoted to him, the secret of the whole bhakti path. Why did I choose this verse? Let's think for a second. I don't know how many of you had already an experience with Guruji already. I mean, those experience this life-transforming experience with him. I don't know if you have heard lately in the Facebook of Bhakti Marga UK, Ravi, he's sharing stories of Guruji when they were young. And not so young, also some others recently. And one of these stories is actually about Lord Shiva visiting them both in the middle of the night, pointing with a trishul on Ravi's neck, laughing and telling him, "You don't know how lucky you are to be with him." And when Ravi looks at Guruji, Guruji is laughing. Then Lord Shiva disappears, and Guruji told him, "You don't understand. To my devotees, nothing can happen to them." In the Gita, Krishna is saying, among thousands of men, perhaps one strives for perfection. Even among those who strive for perfection, only one may know me. And among those who know me, maybe one alone knows me in truth. So the title that Bhakti Marga put to this section is the reality of knowing Krishna. And I can tell you, one time we were coming from India in the airplane, and I went to prepare a tea for Guruji. So I went to the back, and of course I'm as a monk. We're already in a European company, so I'm the weirdo of the plane with my dhoti, my tilak, and I went to the back, and I started speaking with the people there about Guruji, because they asked me, "What are you doing? Who is him?" I started speaking about him, my path, sharing love and stories. And one of these persons, she felt somehow interested, intrigued. "Oh, you speak so nice about your guru. I want to meet him." So I say, "Okay, I'm just preparing a tea right now. Just follow me and you get your chance to speak with him." So I prepared the tea. I approached my spiritual guidance and guru, and I said, "Guruji, would you like a tea?" And Guruji turns and he says, "Did I ask you a tea?" For me, it was okay. Like, it's just Guruji. He didn't ask. He's saying no, basically. He just say, "No, thank you," in his language. So I turned, and the air waitress, she vanished. She just ran away. Was too much. So that was her first encounter for what I consider Guruji, with Krishna. She ran away. She got her chance, she got there, but she was shocked. All of us, it is very, very weird. It's rare to be here. It's rare to be his devotee. It's rare that he accepts us, that he calls us to the path with him. You know, in Peru, 1.5 years ago, something similar happened. Was a darshan, or was a satsang? Was a satsang. And one guy, he came and he asked Guruji a question. He said, "I'm related to the meat industry. I'm selling hamburgers in my shop." Guruji spoke about him in a satsang. "What should I do?" Because Guruji was speaking about vegetarianism. And Guruji told him in a satsang full of 600 or 700 people, "You should quit your job." So this guy, he actually was the owner with 2 other friends. So next day, he went to the place. He never met Guruji before. He just heard I think in a supermarket, someone told him about Guruji. So he went for the satsang to see what is this about. But something inside of him was answering that call. And Guruji told him, "You should quit your job." So next day he went and he spoke with his partner. And he said, let's go vegan in Peru, in Lima. And the partner said, like, no way, man. Like, it's not my business if I go that direction. So he said, okay, so in that case, I need to sell my part. Imagine, first time you met Guruji. He tells you something, and you go and you do it. Happened later on that actually he managed to sell it in actually 3 times of the money that he expected to receive for it. But what happened was funny. After the satsang, Guruji comes out, and it was a Mataji that she was singing, super beautiful during the satsang, and then also during the darshan. And this Prabhu, he was next to her. And he felt so connected to Guruji that he said, he's everything to me. I want to live with him. I want to be with him. During the darshan, he saw Jesus, actually. Guruji showed him in the way of Jesus, because that's the way he's related to spirituality. And when Guruji comes out of the satsang, and he sees this Prabhu and the singer, he starts moving his hand, and this Prabhu thinks, oh, he's going to materialize something for me. So Guruji does a beautiful ring and goes in direction to him, and in the last moment he changed the direction and give it to the singer. And he's crushed, and he's looking at Guruji like, that was for me. And Guruji looked at him and he said like, go away. And he crashed. No, he just ran. And he was crying. I'm comparing this because of the situation of the airplane and him. Guruji was tough at him. And what happened? This Prabhu today actually is a resident of the ashram. Because the words of Guruji didn't touch him in that way. He was not connecting with the external appearance of Guruji. Actually, he was following the other voice inside of him, telling him like, don't lose this chance. Don't lose this chance. So he insists, and finally, he came to the ashram. And lucky enough, Guruji spoke about him in a satsang. The power of determination for what you want, to fight for that you want, to show that you care. How committed are you to the spiritual path? To do the change that it requires. 3 days ago, someone called me from my country, and they said, I'm struggling because I live in a small neighborhood in the outside of the capital, and I'm not, is a follower, it's not a devotee. And she said, she was crushed, crying. I don't find a place that I can buy things without egg. And I found a little bit weird the argument, because normally Guruji is not giving any challenge to anyone that they are not ready to go through, that they are not able to do it. If you, or through life, through Bhakta, through Guruji itself, are challenged in some direction, it's because you have the potential to change and do something about it. Otherwise, he will not challenge you in that direction. So I told her that. I said, like, if Guruji, if you feel inside that you should not do it, even if you're not a devotee, I'm sure Guruji is giving you also the way out of this situation. And she recognized after that actually was her own mind limitation, because it's a lot of food without eggs. Come on. It's not such a difficult thing. So she just calmed down and she held into the positive part of her brain. And Guruji is like that. Guruji is like that all the time. You know, he attracts and he repels you. Because as we see as repelling us, actually is him carving and taking out the things that they are not good for our growth. Like these rocket spaceships that in the way, they lose weight, they lose part to elevate them. They need to get rid of parts. And if we are not willing to get rid of these parts, then hopefully not, but may happen that Guruji will stop actually teaching us through life or through himself. But the good thing is that if you are being challenged, it's because you have the chance to change. That's how I see it. Not only through Guruji, that as many of you know, he challenged me quite a lot directly, but also through life, through other people, through things that came repeatedly in our life, and we need to go over it. Guruji told to one Prabhu here in the ashram, if you see someone or you relating to someone, there is normally 9 things that you can think negative about that person. But there is one that actually you can think positive about him. It's up to you. What do you choose? That with the Sangha, and that also with Guruji. Because as we see many people coming, also many people goes. Because Guruji gives, I don't know if 10, but I will say 100 things to say no to the path, to say no to him. But he always gives one that you can hold on and stay in the path. So I repeat this verse on the Gita. Among thousands of men, perhaps one strive for perfection. Even among those who strive for perfection, only one may know me. And among those who know me, maybe one alone knows me in truth. So as a conclusion, if we have been given the chance to be with him, to serve him, to love him, to praise him, is the most rare thing in lives. And I'm not saying this for feeding our pride. Oh yes, I'm so great. No, because we don't know why. We don't know if it's because of merit or just grace. We don't know that. But the fact is that we are here. So, if you haven't got your experience yet with him, just don't turn back to him. Because some things require time. Sooner or later, he will give it. We will find the answers later on. Jai Gurudev.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.